Hello everyone, Warrington here, and welcome back to the Cabal Let's Play. Now in the last episode, after killing a whole bunch of Dark Elves in the past few videos, both Vortex and Egrimm decided to take a break and go after those crazy ratmen that we all know and love, known as Skaven. In particular Clan Rictus that's managed to get a few hold-ins around here. Now we've already fought a couple battles with them, and we're going to be joining up down here at the Pits of Zardark, where we saw a large Skaven army make their way inside the pits, presumably to an underground Skaven stronghold. So we're going to go in and burn it to the ground, of course. Now before we do that though, we need to bring our armies down here. So Egrimm, let's get you back up onto this. In fact, you've just finished creating the demonic forges, which will give me the opportunity to actually get hell cannons. That'll be pretty handy. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's keep your army. And we want to move you so you can actually come in. Hang on. That will require me to attack the settlements. Can I enter an enemy zone of control without making a... Oh, that is sneaky. It's telling me that I can't enter into this part of the map because we're going to be in an enemy zone of control. Now, according to our map, the Pits of Zardark are a ruin. We don't know if anything is there. So that's an interesting way of finding out if Skaven are nearby. Okay, let's move them out slightly then. We still count if we stay here. So that should be within reinforcement range for Vortex. So let's go on to this, do this, and let's get our hands on some hell cannons. So what do I want to get rid of? Well, let's get rid of my two Warhounds. And I would like to get rid of these eventually, because I want to swap them around for Horsemasters. But I can't get them, only Vorpal can. So while we do that, let's switch on to here and have a look for... Hang on. What are these? Chimeric Acolytes... Oh god, the spelling. Ugh. That cringes me as a teacher. Ugh. Okay. Something of change. The Chimeric Acolytes have made dire sacrifices for the promises of knowledge and power, spending decades before becoming worthy enough to attempt the Chimeric Test of 9. They walk amongst the unsuspecting remaining converts, waiting patiently until the correct time to strike. Interesting. So these are shock curve. Let me just pin their information up. So there's shock curve. Vanguard deployment, very fast, shielded. And their stats aren't too bad. I mean, melee attack and defense could be slightly better. In fact, to compare it to these guys, actually, their stats are better. Huh. They might be fun to give a try. In that case, I know these are level 5, but let's get rid of you two as well. And let's see what shiny stuff we can get. Because I would like to try and get our hands on a Gorby's chariot for Vorpal as well. Maybe so we can just give him a bit of a faster element in his own army. So let's get one of these. Check. Let's get one of those, because we've got too many specials otherwise. Let's get 2 of you. And that should be done. So we just need to wait 3 turns for him to be done. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll give it to Vorpal. Maybe we'll keep it in Egrimm's army. We'll see. But Vorpal, Egrimm's done. Now Vorpal, let's move you down to here. Oh, hang on. Did I just see... Why are we taking attrition? Horde armies positioned in close proximity will begin infighting. Huh? Now, don't get me wrong, if I was playing vanilla Chaos, this wouldn't be a surprise. But one of the mods I'm using for this playthrough, Chaos Rising, actually gets rid of the infighting thing, because it always bugged me about how you can bypass it anyway. Like, for example, you got the border here between the two different regions, right? So in order to bypass it, all you need to do is literally just put one here and one here, and then we'll get rid of the infighting penalty. But, or wherever the thing is. But look. Huh. I'll tell you what. Or is there a physical thing? Because Wafcard Spire's there. Oh no, it's still part of the thing. Okay. It's just close proximity. Okay, move you down. Because we haven't had this problem before. So is it... Oh, it's these guys. Senses of Nurgle. Hang on, let me check something. Putrid Blight Kings, because these were all added in by the same mod, right? So I go to Resilience. Yeah, Horde and Fighting are immune to that. But what? And apparently these guys aren't. No. Okay, that's handy to know. Well, we'll keep them around for a little bit at least, but we may have to bear that in mind that they're not going to be the best option to keep in the army if we're going to worry about them taking attrition. Right, in the meantime, let's give Egrimm, let's give you the Secrets of the Raven Guards to finish that up. And then, what else are we going to give you? Attrition. Let's give you Hearts of Iron. This should reduce a vigor loss, so my troops aren't going to get as tired as quickly. There we go, that's everything. End turn. And it gives me an opportunity as well to share with you guys that if you're interested in seeing what commenter Drake Immaterium has done in Peter Bauman's aka Vortex Graphax's story thus far. Oh, excuse me a moment. Helleborn, what do you want? You want to pay me money? That's great, but we've already told you our agreement, and you reject it. But yeah, if you're interested in just getting a nice little scene of what happened when Vorpal and his horde went to investigate the bloated sea corpse of the great beast in the previous episode, check out the comments of said episode. Although I did see your comment in the New Mass campaign, Drake, just before I started recording, and you've got a good point when it comes to writing lore for Warhammer and Warhammer 40k, with, especially at this moment in time as things are changing and progressing. I mean, hell, it's difficult to wrap my head around what happened with Age of Sigmar. I still much prefer 8th edition Warhammer rather than what I've seen so far of Age of Sigmar. But I'm going to have to get my head into it at some point, because it's the new updated version, of course. But yeah, it can be difficult to both grasp everything that's happened in the world, as well as, you know, bear all that in mind when you're writing backstory and lore. So I completely sympathize. Although I loved the video that you actually linked, I had a look at it. And I'll talk while I'm doing this. Okay, that's quite easy. But yeah, I watched a bit of the video before recording this, and I was quite interested by what the guy had to say about... And you can find the link, by the way, in the New Mass campaign that came out yesterday, if you're interested. The last one that's been done. But yeah, the fact that it was talking about how, you know, some of the soft updates that they've done in the matter of progression with Warhammer 40k, and why people have been talking about, oh, why hasn't Sir Gulliman decided to get rid of the Ecclesiarchy and stuff like that. The guy had a good point. I can see why they don't want to make too big a change. I think they learned the lesson from doing Age of Sigmar Games Workshop in the first place by doing such a hard reset. But I'm interested in seeing what happens next, although I am disappointed that it had to be Gulliman that came back. I would have liked to have seen someone like L. Johnson, the Lion. But Gulliman, I suppose, when you think about it, is probably the best choice for a Primarch, given the fact that he is one of the most tactical sound of all of the Primarchs. You know, he was the guy, after all, who wrote the Codex Astartes, even if his children, the, you know, sons of Gulliman and the Ultramarines and that, tend to be a little bit tied to the walls, shall we say. Although, personally, if you want a really funny but good vision of what Warhammer 40k could have turned out to be, I suggest checking out the YouTube series If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speak Device, as the people behind they've made a hilarious program, but also at the same time they've really put in a lot of lore. And essentially, it's as it sounds, that one of the custodies decided to give a text-to-speak device inside, you know, to the Emperor on his golden throne, which allows him to actually communicate verbally for the first time in millennia, you know, thousands of years. And the stuff that goes on, it's hilarious. But I love the bit, in fact, when they talked about them go... Hang on. Oh, I can't talk and do this bit now. Excuse me a minute. Okay, Vorpal, I would like to give you a mount, actually, but I think level 11. Yeah, you guys get a mounted Bearded Chaos Steed. We'll leave that for the minute. Let's give you Blessed by Chaos. and give you another point in Searing Doom, because I think we've done... Yeah, we've given you all your spells and all the bonuses there. That should do nicely. Who's next? Acord. You're one turn away from getting a Manticore. You've already done all of this. Let's give you a point here and a point here then. Because we can't give you that one over 3 turns. Okay. But yeah, with the Emperor as a text-to-speak device, something that I really found hilarious was the bit when the Emperor finds out about how he has basically become a god in the eyes of the Imperium. I mean, this is a bloke who created when he was alive and kicking, so to speak, and actually doing the Golden Crusade, came up with the Imperial Truth in order to get rid of religion, in order to weaken the Chaos Gods. And the fact that he turned around after he's, been put onto the Golden Throne, and his people have turned into, worshipping him. And one of the first things he ends up doing is actually getting rid of the Ecclesiarchy and the Inquisition, especially the Inquisition. So he sends off this decree, and it's told why the Inquisition has been disbanded. And all the Inquisitors turn around and say, this is heresy! Because they can't believe that someone has actually turned around claiming to be the Emperor and telling them to, basically disband. Because they're supposed to be followers of the Emperor. And yet the first hint that someone has actually claimed to be him, next minute it's turned around as like, heresy! And they go on the crusade to Earth, to Terra, in order to try and find it. It's hilarious. And I completely recommend it if you're a Warhammer 40k fan. But anyway, enough of me actually talking. Let's continue with this. Gorby's chariot recruited. Okay. Right. While we're waiting for Egrimm to continue getting those hell cannons bound, let's send Vortex down towards here so we can go after some more Skaven. We can get some more favour then, or even potentially get a bit of growth. Although to be fair, he doesn't really need the growth. Oh. Apparently we don't need to. Let's search the ruins then. Oh, crap. I hate this one. Now, I know how to do this, compared to some of the puzzles. It's just an annoying thing to do, because it's basically a Sudoku, right, but a miniaturized version. You need to have it on every link, basically. Every square row is not allowed, or column, is not allowed to have the same numbers or the same colours, right? So, for example, as you can see here, we've got a red 1, a blue 2, a purple 4, and a yellow 3. Which means, like, this next row has to be I would say a yellow 2. In fact, that is going to help out a bit. So that needs to be a yellow 2, and then that needs to be a purple... no, it can't be a purple 4. This needs to... Damn. Yeah, hang on. No, this needs to be a yellow 2. This needs to be a purple 4 here. Alright, because you need to have it so it's linked. Right. So that's a 2. That means that needs to be a 3. And that needs to be a 1. So that needs to be a 2. So if that's blue and red... Hang on. If that... So that needs to be a 1. No, it needs to be a 2, because you were going to have a 2 there. So it can't be in this one, so we need to have a 2 here. No, a 4 here, so that means that needs to be a 2. But does it need to be red or blue? That's the thing, it's going to be a 50-50, isn't it? Because that needs to be either... Those are going to be swapping colours. Then that needs to be red. And then it could be either red and blue or blue and red. Let's go this one. Puzzle failed. Okay. It must have been the red one then. My mistake. No matter. Right. You're done. You're done. Horde upgrade available. Oh, hang on. You can level... We can level this up to Ruinous Hosts. Oh, that's going to make things... screw it. Let's do it. Nah, we can't afford it. We can't afford it. My bad. Okay, we'll save it for the minute. What we'll do then is by the time Vortex makes his way back to Sardak, and he gets ready to move on towards Stoic Core, then Egrimm will be done. We can swap around the armies that we need to then, the units, and then we'll be able to make our way in towards Nagorant. Because that's the plan eventually, isn't it? So, yeah, once we've teamed back up, we can start making our way up through the valley, and that should take us straight up to Nagorant for us to go after that first cache of forbidden knowledge. Although, it was pointed out in the comments of the last episode of this, where I can't remember your name, sorry, but someone mentioned about how did I know why by burning down the Nagorant he wasn't able to get the bonus for it. So we may have to be prepared for that not working. We'll wait and see though. But for the moment, that's been done. All this has been sorted out now. Okay, let's get you off here. Do you want to declare war? Sure. Do we want to bring in the Hmong? Not really. In fact, I better go and check on the Hmong up there, because we might be able to try and encourage them to get back some of their settlements along the top. So I'll tell you what, Horstmann, do that. Vorpal, let's start bringing you up. In fact, you're not going to be able to make it all the way up anyway, so can we stop by the pits of Sardak and technically search this for ruins? We can. Oh crap, it's this one. Now this one I really, really hate. Because I have no idea how it works. I have no idea. I don't know. Let's pick that one. Failed. Okay. I need to look that up. I need to look that one up. Because that one I really don't get. I remember someone actually pointed out though, and in a previous episode, I think it was on the Battonian campaign, so I can't remember who did, but they said about how, because if you've played Warhammer 1, if you came across ruins, or I think it was even in this one as well, if you came across ruins, a common thing then you had was rather than having that puzzle, what they did is that you actually had a little scenario. So it could be, for example, you and your warband are resting in the ruins in this particular room, and then all of a sudden you're attacked by Skaven. What do you do? And you have a couple of options, and depending on the option you pick, depends on whether or not you got the prize, or you got I think even had penalties, depending on which one you got. And that, I think, was much, much better than trying to guess a puzzle every time. Especially if I have no idea how to do that puzzle. And it's just like, ugh, much prefer to do it the old-fashioned way. But, speaking of the old-fashioned way, let's, in fact, let's do this quick. Let's pop you over to Egrimm so you can get your hands on that gore beast. Okay, so where are you? Where are you? Ah, here. You join up with them. That means then Egrimm can go after Stoic Core. Again, nice and easy. We're just going to do this. Okay, let's burn it down for a bit more cash. We got our hands now on the Sword of Chaos. Loyal followers of the Ever-Chosen, Maleficent knights dedicated with reverent faith to any and all of the Chaos gods. So the Swords of Chaos are actually Archon's warband back in the day, and so they've become his most devout followers and bodyguards in the lore. But it's nice to see we can have a unit of them for ourselves. You could argue then technically that we're also working for the Ever-Chosen's grand schemes in a way, and he's actually given us a unit of his horsemen and his own troops to aid us, shall we say with the quotations. Right. Yeah, I might end up getting rid of these two after that first fight with them, because I still want to see what they look like in combat. But I don't think we're going to be able to keep them if all they're going to do is just annoy me by taking attrition all the time. But I tell you what, let's have you start marching your way up towards here. Okay, and then we'll be in a position to go after them next time. Ooh, you know what this means, guys? We got our hands on a new shiny dragon. Right, we'll give you that. Let's give you as well. Yeah, let's give you a bit of a boost. Blessed by Chaos. There we go. Baldros. During Horstmann's escape from the Pyramid of Light, he managed to free the infamous Chaos Dragon Baldros from his prison, and upon his winged and two-headed form, Horstmann took to the sky and fled towards the Chaos Wastes. Now, there's some backstory about Baldros that you can read about, which basically talks about how the dragon is actually possessed. It was something to do with it was badly injured and it heard a voice that offered it an opportunity to live if it just allowed it to sort of pop along for the ride, I guess you could say. And then it agreed, and then as a result then it got possessed and it mutated into the Chaos Dragon we all know today.
To discuss first, fool.
Let us start with your soul. I love the voices for Chaos, it's so creepy. You know what, Clarictus? I'm going to offer you the same agreement. Although I don't know. I mean, you have to remember, Skaven by their very nature are treacherous, scheming, underhanded, and, really evil sons of bitches. Oh no, I suppose you can't really claim that because they're not sons of dogs, they're sons of rats. And, all those quotes though, manipulation, scheming, grand plans, doesn't that sound like a certain chaos god that we're following? We might be more willing to let them have a bit of peace, because, scheming and treachery is in their very nature, both of which, someone like Egrimm may respect in some dark way, even if he's not, admiring of them. So, let's keep that in mind. For the moment, though, let's move you now with your cool flying dragon over to here. Let's get you back in encampment again, because we can get our hands now on this. So let's do that. And we've got one slot available. Now I'm going to save these. Weirdsporn could give you that, but I'm going to save the Swords of Chaos for the new horde that we're going to get eventually. But as for you guys... Hang on, what are you? Carrick Acolytes. So you're the foot soldier version. Let's have a look at you again. Your quotes? Blah 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 blah. Okay, same thing. Let's check them out on the map as well at some point. And then Vortex. Let's get you off that. Okay, looks like we're going to be taking attrition regardless. Let's move you up to... No, stop. Oops, and I took a screenshot. No matter. Right. I'll tell you what, let's just keep you here. Right, settle down. It's still going to take attrition because of the rivalry, right. I have to bear that in mind. In the meantime now, I want to get my hands, actually. Do I want to try and get some trolls? Did we pick up any trolls? We haven't yet. Well, now that we got the opportunity, let's get our hands on a couple, shall we? We'll go for a unit of them at the very least. And I did say about wanting to go and get those horse masters, didn't I? Oh yeah, I've got Hellriders of Slaanesh. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's get you to merge them together. Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought I was going to help them, apparently not. Okay, no matter. Because I wanted to check out any more of these... Like, what are these? Giant Hounds of Nurgles. Giant Hounds of Nurgle are horrible creatures. Oh god, the spelling. This beast's bite brings not just pain, but also cruel toxicity that courses through every vein. But they're not cruel. They're Nurgle. They're Hounds of Nurgle. Nurgle loves people. He wants to infect them because he wants to share the love. It's like if someone had an STD and they just really want to, just really happy and think it's a good thing to have one. They just want to share the love, share the pus and the infections and the blights and the sores and all the rotting flesh. I mean, it's just sharing the love. What can you say? God, that sounds one of the most disturbing things I've probably said in quite some time.
There is no better spellcrafter than me, but I do not give my services willingly. I have requirements.
Do you now? That I've never actually seen him say before. The Forgebound. Here's the thing. We haven't actually done anything with the Forgebound, right? So we could, actually, once we take Nagawan, make our way down here, through their territory, and then, as you can see, that actually takes us very, very close to Ulthuan. Whereas if we were going to go along here, it's going to take a little more sailing to get across. But, on the other hand, you've taken some territory here. I'll tell you what, I'll do this. Become my vassal as well. I would have preferred if we can get military ally, but there we go. They've actually accepted it, the poor fools. Now, the fact that we've managed to get them as a vassal means that we'll be able to get a bit of their income every turn, so that should hopefully help out our favour a fair bit. Let's find out. Yeah, that's helped a bit, I must say. Okay. Oh yeah, how much points do we need for a new lord? 6. Okay. So don't forget, guys, if you're interested, what I'll do is, at the moment, I think we're going to go, once we've taken Nagawand, I'm going to open up the next Lord option. Now, Bakala at the moment has offered a Chaos Lord of Khorne from the backstory he's given so far. So he will probably be the next choice. So what I'll do, Bakala, is when it comes down to it, I'll open up the menu so you can have a look at the different Chaos Lords and their traits, and you can pick the one you want to have to be your character in the following episode. So we'll do that once we actually get up here to Nagawan, because we're going to fight the battle at Nagawan. Let's be honest, it's going to be one of those big fights we need to do, right? So, Temple of Cain. Do we want you to do it? No, let's... Oh, you're still recruiting, of course. Okay, let's just come over here and focus on getting the money. Again, nice and easy. 26 casualties. Burn it down. Okay. Horde building construction cost minus 8%.
Are you a god?
No. One day, maybe. Okay, you've already got it. It codes Vorpal. Oh yeah, I forgot, you got this Banner of Rage as well. Okay, let's give you a Magister. And is there anything else we want to give you? Obsidian... What's the Luckstone? Physical resistance... Ah, we'll keep it as it is. Still going to keep you the Scroll of Stone. Having that Salt of Stone ability is quite handy. Although, actually, go back to Egrimm. Okay, 8 gold, we're going to level you up anyway. Let's give you your Manticore. And final point there. Now we pop onto here. What can we give you as an arcane item? Earthen Rod for Miscast Chance, or Trickster Shard. Let's go for Earthen Rod. And for a Talisman, let's give you Obsidian. Then any of these we can give you. More Corruption. Possessed. Faction Right bonus. Horseman's already got that, okay. There we go, got a few new flying beasties in the army. Okay, Egrimm. What are we going to give you now? In fact, I do plan to give him access, I think. Well, in fact, let's go for that first. And let's go for Shem's Burning Gaze. Horde upgrade. Vorpal has now got the ability to level up, or... Which one of these did I want to try and go for? Did Trolls. We can go for the Knights. No, which one was it that I was looking at? Because this is someone I want to give to Egrimm. It's the Dragon Ogres. Was it this one? No, this is Mounted Blades, because that was going to give me something for Khorne. Eventually. Giant's Camp? Having a big giant is something certainly fitting, I would have thought, for him. But on the other hand, getting up to level 5 so we can get access to these things, much, much better. Let's go for that. Okay.
You need a boon.
Hit this. What I'll probably have happen next now is the next turn. Anyway, we've still got a minute or two. I'll fit in one more turn before we get started with the next one. I'll send Egrimm here to go after Hagagrief. So we can take that down, burn it to the ground, and then by that point it will give Vorpal an opportunity to catch up, and then the two hordes can go up towards Nagavan for the next episode. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a bit of a fight, even if there is no army, because that garrison there in Nagavan's pretty tough. We're talking about black guards and all sorts, but burning that down, and we'll be able to get our hands on our first cache of forbidden knowledge, fingers crossed. Oh, you can't make it this turn. Okay, never mind for that. Right. I'll say, alright, let's send you over here. Alright, Vortex, let's get you moving up. In fact, you can come over here and search the Temple of Arcane for me. Just because we burned it down, didn't mean to say we didn't pick it clean of any knowledge. Oh crap, again? Really? Okay. Nice and easy. This has to be... Oh, this is much easier actually. Because look, this has to be... Because we've got 1 and 2 here, which means this has to be 3 and 4. Right? So, not sure which is which. Yet. But this... Basically, this one has to be purple. So it's going to be a purple 3 or a purple 4. Right. And let's have a look. 4, 4, 1, 1, 2, 2. Oh, hang on. Purple 3. Haha! I noticed because that particular one, all of the ones going along diagonally were all the same number, just different colours. So, realising that, I was like, oh, that worked. Okay. Hit enter, because we're going to go through this quite quickly, especially since we're running out of favour at this point. But, in the next episode, we're going to go up against the Might of Nagavan. Hopefully get our first book of Arcane knowledge. And then afterwards, we'll start making our way towards Ulthuan. So we can go down, burn a few forests, and get our hands on the 2 books of knowledge over there. In particular, the one down at Lothen, because that's going to give me access to the Lord of Change that we can get as another Lord, well, Lord to lead a horde. That sounds much easier in my head. Now, the question I suppose we could ask as well, and we've got a couple of turns, so we're in no rush to really worry about it, is do we get our hands on the Sword of Cain as well, assuming no one else has taken it? Something for us to think about. But we're going to be doing all of that in the next episode. So for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you join me next time for more Warhammer. But until then, everyone, take care, and goodbye for now.